What's up guys, it's SirTagCR, and today we're hitting you up with our Grand Champion chest. We did pretty well last season. We got 113 and I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to get a little bit higher next season though, I believe. Got to get that level 5 Night Witch though. We need to get Night Witch right now. We're cycling through our cards right now. We're getting some bats. Hopefully we get our choice of a nice legendary. I really want Bandit, or I really want the Night Witch right now. It's so strong. Definitely going to take those heals. Heal 3 Musketeer was extremely prevalent at the top ladder. Oh, we gotta take Rage, and we're gonna have a legendary, guys. Let's see it. Don't give me a Sparky. Don't give me a Sparky. Oh, let's go, guys. We are gonna get 2 Night Witches. That's awesome. I was really hoping for that. Alright. So we're back to 4,600, and we're gonna be pushing up later today. So this is the deck I used to push with last day of season. It's incredibly solid. We got the Tombstone and the guards for all the bridge spam. The Bandit is not breaking through. The Pencil is not breaking through. We even have the Electro Wizard for that. This deck even actually allowed me to beat 3 Musketeer heals, so I was pretty stoked about it. If you guys want to give this a shot on ladder, I highly recommend it. Alright guys, so the next game that we're going to be covering is against Toby Spirit, who is going to be running Giant Lightning NATO. He's going to be running Baby Dragon, he's going to be running Bowler. So the main thing with this deck is I got to use my Tombstone to kill the Giant, and I got to distract the Baby Dragon, I got to distract the Bowler. I can't allow those to kill the Tombstone, I got to keep my skeletons alive. That's going to be imperative, and that's going to be the key to winning this game. I see him drop Giant, I'm going to pressure opposite lane immediately. I'm going to test the waters. I know that his Giant decks typically only have Baby Dragon for defense right there. I'm not really getting any good skeleton spawns. Nothing really spawned on the left, so the Baby Dragon did a lot of work there. It shouldn't have actually cleaned it up so easily. Gonna drop my guards at the bridge. Gonna make sure that I can kill the Giant a little bit faster. Gonna drop my Electro Wizard. I should have dropped it 1 second earlier. He's gonna get 1 hit for that. And yeah, so the Electro Wizard plus guards should actually end up cleaning up. I'm gonna log right here. This is a pro play. You gotta kill that Musketeer. Keeping that Electro Wizard alive is phenomenal stuff for us right there. Killing that Giant, making sure it doesn't even get a hit on the Tombstone is really clean. Oh, actually it got 1 hit. I spoke too soon, guys. So we know that he's going to have Baby Dragon. That's going to be his counter for the graveyard. That's what I see. If he drops that in the back, I'm going to go opposite lane of that Baby Dragon. He's going to pretty much lose the game. Bowler is a 5 elixir investment as well. So we're going to pressure opposite lane. We're going to drop the Ice Golem in front of the skeletons, have a tank for the skeletons, then go for the graveyard. And this is really good for us as well. I hope that we get a little bit better spawns here. I don't remember if we did or not. I'm not going to go for a poison right there. It's overcommittal for sure. Gonna Bowler surround with guards. I'm going to try to Bowler surround with guards. Pretty good surround. Yeah, it was a good surround. Gonna drop Mega Minion. Gonna have to also drop Electro Wizard. So he dropped 8 elixir right there, but it was mostly on defense defending the graveyard. And then I had to respond with 7. So I know that I'm down a lot of elixir right now, so I can't be too offensive. I can't pressure the opposite lane. I was actually down a full 5 elixir because he already just dropped a Giant, and now we're even. So I have to pull up something pretty miraculous right now. Gonna drop my Tombstone. If he drops anything in the bridge, I was definitely poised to make sure that that does not cross. I actually go opposite lane. I get very adventurous here. So I guard surround the Bowler. If I mess that up, guys, I lose the game immediately. So he's going really hard in the paint. I'm making sure that he does not kill me right now. Seeing that he just dropped like all of his elixir at the bridge, I could go opposite lane, and I pressured him extremely hard. I was just very confident, and I was down so much elixir. I was down 5 elixir, and I somehow made that comeback. I don't know how I did that, guys, but I guess the key thing is just making sure that the Tombstone didn't die. The skeletons were always alive. The Baby Dragon and the Bowler never targeted the skeletons, and the skeletons just DPS down the Giant so fast, guys. Also, that Electro Wizard, if you can keep him alive like this, it's just insane. Toby Spirit is just saying, wow. He's just like, how did that happen? And that's the power of Tombstone. I'm really liking Tombstone in this meta right now. We were even going for the next tower. Alright, guys, let's go into the next game, and let's see how we do. Alright guys, so the next game that we're going to be starting right now is against Pooh, who's definitely considered the best Korean player in the game right now. He's going to be running Archers, so Archers are definitely a menace right now. 3 elixir, they take 4 poison ticks, and they do a lot better than guards on defense against Graveyard. So I already knew him splitting Archers in the back and the Mega Minion, he was definitely going to be running Graveyard. The big thing for Graveyard versus Graveyard is always winning the bridge battles. If I win the bridge battle like I'm attempting to do right here, then I'll have units to go push with the Graveyard after. So I'm dropping my Electro Wizard. I'm making sure that he can't win this battle. I know that Graveyard decks typically do not have Fireball, so I can clump up my units a little bit easier. He's not going to poison at the bridge and try to hit a Electro Wizard. The Electro Wizard is just going to walk out of it. So we're doing a lot of damage right now. He actually had to poison that. He had a really bad cycle, and I noticed that he just used Archers. So I might try to cycle back to Graveyard before he gets back to Archers. I got him in a bad cycle, and it's really imperative to take advantage of that, guys. I'm going to try to win the bridge battle at all times. I'm very happy with my cycle right now. Cycling Mega Minion in the back. I see that he cycles Tombstone. That's definitely a poison right there. Killing that Tombstone and killing the Mega Minion is a really good trade for me. I'm going in for that. Now I'm back to Graveyard. I don't think he's back to Archers. I'm probably going to go in for a Graveyard right now. As you guys can see, he's one card away. He actually has to poison that. That's really bad for him. And it just feels bad, man. Like, having to poison Graveyards at every single moment, that's what you got to get your opponent into. You got to get him into a bad cycle like that. And that only happened because I won the bridge battle. You win the bridge battle, you kill their units, then they're overwhelmed and they have to poison it because if they drop Archers late, then the Archers aren't going to do enough damage. Archers just do not do well catching up against Graveyard when they're just placed so late, guys. So right now, I dropped my Tombstone in the back. The Tombstone in the back, I definitely think that was quite a misplay by me, but it ended up being fine. I noticed that he was going to go opposite lane. I dropped my guards at the bridge. I made sure the Knight was not tanking for the Graveyard. If the Knight was not tanking for the Graveyard, then he wasn't going to have a tank for all the Skeletons. And then the Skeletons weren't going to do as much damage. Dropping the Electro Wizard at the bridge, going in for the Graveyard with the Ice Golem, trying to get some damage right now. Getting some good Skeleton spawns for once in my life. Got one on the left side. Getting the tower down, DPSing down with Skeleton, or going with the Poison and Skeletons, really just decimates that tower real quick. Always dropping the Mega Minion and Ice Golem in the Poison to make sure that he doesn't kill the left-hand tower. Mega Minion will not die to Poison, so it's definitely good to use. Guards, on the other hand, will. So you don't really want to be dropping guards when you know that they're going to poison anyways. I mean, at the very end, I believe I dropped guards just because, you know, I just got to defend for like 3 or 4 seconds, and that's about it, guys. So, sauce on that good game. I just beat one of the best Korean players in the game, and let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, let's hop into my game against 3 Musketeer Heal and see how we do. Alright, so Graveyard is really rough against any deck with pump. As soon as they pump up, you gotta pressure them, and you gotta punish them really hard if they're running 3 Muskie Heal. If you're not gonna pressure them extremely hard and they're running 3 Musketeer Heal at the start, you're probably gonna lose the game. So you see me going in hard in the paint right there. I'm dropping my guards, I'm dropping my Graveyard. I am poised to drop my poison. You gotta be willing to drop your poison. I'm gonna actually poison the minion horde and the pump right there, getting a lot of value right there, guys. If you can clip the pump and you can clip the tower and the minion horde, it's definitely worth it. Notice I went for the tower that's closer to the pump. The pump is slightly closer to the left side, so I made sure to go for that. So that gave me more of a radius for my poison to hit the minion horde. So this man is a total savage. He ends up dropping 3 Musketeers in one lane. At this point, I'm like, this guy has heal. I cannot really go for poison on that at any time during the match. It's just simply not allowed. Cycling my Mega Minion in the back, I am dropping my Ice Golem, then I'm going to drop my guards. I tried to drop my guards off to the side, so hopefully he would miss a log. He only missed the log on 1 guard, so it was still a pretty awesome placement, but I was hoping he would miss a little bit more than that. We saw some of that thanks because, you know, he's running 3 Muskie Heal, and we appreciate people that drop it in one lane. I was incredibly triggered. I was running Graveyard all day. I think I ran into 3 or 4 3 Musketeer Heals in a row at one point. It's just like you go up and then you go down so easily on ladder just based off of decks. But as I said, guys, literally just going for that Graveyard, killing that pump, it was imperative. I didn't even have a tank for it. I knew that I needed to kill that pump. If he dropped Minion Horde, then I was going to poison it. So we're doing really well right now. I'm actually extremely happy with how I was doing in this part of the game. I'm just like, I cannot lose right now. It's simply against my religion to lose a game like this. And, of course, it's pretty sick beating the hardest counter in the game. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cycling guards opposite lane. That demands a response. If I dropped Ice Golem in the back, it really wouldn't do anything. And then I'm going to go in for my graveyard. I wanted to cycle for my pump, or I wanted to cycle to my graveyard pretty fast. That's why I was cycling not an Electro Wizard, nothing like 4 Elixir, you know? And yeah, we're doing pretty well right now. He actually, I think he healed the minion horde, but it died anyway, so that was pretty awesome. And we're cycling our Tombstone. We're cycling, I believe we're going to cycle Ice Golem again. We're going to go in for a graveyard. We knew that, like, this is our only shot at doing damage. His minion horde's out of cycle. He doesn't really have anything to put, or there's nothing else that he can really do to deal with it. He spent a lot of Elixir. I'm making sure he can't dedicate everything to the left lane. I'm really splitting him up there. If I didn't pressure the opposite lane there, guys, he would have been able to drop Pencil plus heal, and I would have just lost the game. So I go in for the poison. This is really crucial right now. The barbs are on my tower. I'm not liking this situation at all. This guy could probably just drop it. Yeah, he does drop it in one lane like a total savage again. And this is looking pretty bleak for me. So I go in for the graveyard. I go in for the log, expecting skeletons. And I get the tower just in time, guys. This was crazy. And I had to assert dominance at the end. I think that's the only game I BM out of like so many today. Alright, let's get on to the next one. Alright guys, so the next game that we're going to be covering is against Expo. Expo is going to be a little bit of a difficult matchup depending on what variant they're going to be running. You definitely got to make sure that your Mega Minion kills theirs if they're running the Mega Minion variant, but the big thing to always do is make sure the Expo never locks on your tower. That means you got to be dropping Tombstones, you got to be dropping your Knight, and you gotta, or actually you have Ice Golem in this deck, you gotta be dropping your Ice Golem, you gotta be dropping your Guards, and you gotta be dropping your Tombstone. Never drop your Tombstone and never drop your Guards in a straight line. That would get logged, and I always stagger my units a little bit right now. So I see that he's dropping Knight, I see that he's dropping Ice Spear, I see that he's dropping Mega Minion. That's 7 Elixir, it's all very indicative of an Expo deck. And I'm making sure that my Mega Minion's gonna win that fight, guys. It was very, very imperative for me to do that. He actually ended up winning that fight somehow, but I was trying to make sure I won the battle at the bridge. Dropping my Ice Golem, poisoning the Expo. This Expo is going to get a lot of damage on me, but it's going to be fine in the end. You just got to make sure that the Expo, like, still dies. You got to go for log, you got to go for poison. Even though I did not get units to it, you got to make sure that you at least spell it out so it doesn't get enough damage on you. That's one of the biggest things and biggest tips that I can give you guys. If you're running minor poison or anything with spells, you gotta go for poison plus log, and it does most of the damage, or it kills it mostly if you're able to have a tank for it. So like you have Knight and then you go for poison plus log, it's pretty much dead. So he's up a lot right now. I'm going in for my Ice Golem, making sure that the skeletons are with the Ice Golem. As soon as the Tombstone pops, it's pretty nice to have the skeletons aiding the Tombstone or the Ice Golem. It makes a much better push. That guy did not place the Knight directly on the tower. If the Knight is not placed directly on the tower, like there's no space in between the Knight and the tower, then it's going to be really easy for my skeletons to spawn in between that, and it's going to have a lot more surface area for my skeletons to be attacking the tower and the Knight. So that was really good for me right there. Going to be poisoning that again. Have my Ice Golem tanking. I'm going to log right now. I'm going to make sure that he doesn't get any damage right now, guys. Can't really allow that Expo to even get a little bit more chip damage. Do not want to get Fireball cycled. Not about that life right now. Alright, so we're going to drop in Tombstone. We're going to be just waiting to see what he's going to do. Dropping my Mega Minion. Going to be dropping Guards in front of that. Do not want my Mega Minion to die right now. Going to be logging that Expo again, guys. Just making sure that it doesn't get on my tower. Dropping the Ice Golem, logging it. Very cool stuff. Got to make sure that you just defend right now. Right now, I've got a good cycle. I got my Ice Golem in cycle for his Expo. I'm gonna have it in cycle for his Expo. Gonna drop a high Mega Minion, then gonna make sure that I drop Electro Wizard. Gonna win that fight right there, guys. Really good stuff. Keeping that Mega Minion alive basically won me the game right there. Going in for the log, I'm actually gonna hit the Expo and I'm gonna hit the tower. Almost even hit an Ice Spirit. And this is where the game spirals out of control for this man. I have an Ice Golem, I have a Mega Minion. I'm gonna go in for my graveyard now, and I'm gonna pretty much take the game right here, guys. So this was a pretty clean game. Skeletons are surrounding. Poison's coming down. All I gotta do is go in for a log and poison, and I got the game if the skeletons don't clean it up right here. The poison cleans it up, and I take the game, guys. So to recap what you do against Expo, use your spells if you can't get units on it directly. Make sure that your Mega Minion wins while you gotta drop your Guards right in front, whether it's an Ice Golem or Guards. And then another thing is never make sure that the Expo never locks on. Drop your Tombstone, drop your Ice Golem. and just, you gotta defend that tower. It's imperative, otherwise they're just gonna fireball you out. Alright guys, so I saved the best game for last against Novamate. Novamate is a high end of season finisher. He actually finished #1 with his 3 Musketeer Hog deck. He was really good with that. And now we see that he's rocking a Night Witch Giant deck. So he's running Night Witch Giant with 3 spells. Definitely going to be a little bit of an issue for me. And let's talk about the first play that right there. I leaked a little bit of Elixir and I waited for him to make the first move. You never really want to drop your Tombstone as your initial first card. The reason you never really want to drop your Tombstone as your initial first card is if he pumps up, then you're just wasting 3 Elixir. You gotta always punish them if they pump up. I didn't know if he was going to be running his 3 Musketeer Hog deck, so I waited for him to make the first move. He dropped a Giant, so I kindly just waited for him, you know? I dropped my Tombstone right after, same lane, and it was a pretty good play. I utilized my Mega Minion right there that I had on defense to offense, and that was a really clean maneuver. Skeletons are going to get some nice chip. I logged to kill the Electro Wizard because it was going to stay alive behind that Mega Minion. Now I just don't have to deal with the push at all, and I got some nice damage right there. Because I logged a little bit early until and not waiting for this Electro Wizard to get to my side, the Skeletons were actually able to kill the Electro Wizard a little bit faster, and then I got a little bit more skeleton hits. Gonna go for guards right now, rush him at the bridge. He's gonna log, and then the log's not gonna hit my tower because he was rushed. He panicked and he didn't get the log off in time at the bridge. So I'm really happy with this situation right now. I believe this defense right here was not the most clean one. The thing that I should have done is I should have dropped my Ice Golem off to the side, then I should have dropped my Mega Minion, and then I should have poisoned. That would have actually allowed me to win. And not win, but that would have kept my Mega Man alive, and then I would have been able to go for another graveyard probably. And unfortunately right there, guys, that was one of my biggest misplays in this game. So always just keep your Mega Minion alive, as we saw in that Expo game. If you keep that Mega Minion alive, you're able to do a lot of things with it. So I'm going to drop my Tombstone again. I'm going to drop my Ice Golem. I'm going to make sure that Electro Wizard does not get on my Tombstone. That's a big key in this game right now. Going to drop my Electro Wizard. Electro Wizard is going to win out this battle. Oh man, that was actually a really good fireball by him. So this is why this guy was #1 in the world. Really solid player. Gonna actually have to log and drop guards. I mitigated a lot of damage right there, but I still took a lot of damage, guys. So this was not the cleanest game going over it. He played really well. He got a value fireball. So I'm realizing what I could have done better. Gonna drop my Ice Golem. I'm gonna drop my Electro Wizard. Not dropping my units in a range that he could actually fireball. Notice how everything's staggered. My Mega Minion, my guards, and my Electro Wizard were staggered beautifully. That Electro Wizard is still alive there, guys. He had to zap it. So that was really well played by me. I'm redeeming myself. I'm playing a lot better right now. So as soon as he drops Giant or something, it's double Elixir. I got to pressure opposite lane. Night Witch is a really good counter to Graveyard, and it's one of the only things I had to poison. Mega Minion, I don't really have to deal with that at all. And I can actually go in for a poison against that Electro Wizard and that Mega Minion now. So the big issue right now, guys, is that's 2 Night Witches, and I do not have poison in cycle. Not really liking this situation. Dropping another Tombstone, gonna pull that Giant. I really wanted to pull that Giant to the opposite lane, guys, and it just did not happen for me. He's gonna Fireball, and he actually misses the Electro Wizard. That was probably very key in this game. So I'm down a little bit of Elixir. I'm down 1 Elixir. I realize if he goes opposite lane right now, I actually gotta punish pretty hard. And that's a Mega Minion plus Giant. I'm gonna drop my Mega Minion. I'm gonna drop my guards. As I said before, keeping that Mega Minion alive is really clutch. One of the biggest things to do. And yeah, that Mega Minion's coming in hot. I'm going in for my graveyard. It's 15 seconds left, guys. I don't know if I can do it. Look at that poison. The Mega Minion, the Fireball. He's got to log it in time. Both of our logs coming in. And guess what, guys? It's going to be a draw. No one won. I juked you right there. And that was honestly crazy. I've never really had a game like that end of season where it's just been down to the wire and then it ends up being a draw. I was kind of freaking out. I did not want to lose cups, and I kind of just stopped right there. So I took a break after that one. Alright, so those are some pretty crazy games today. Thanks for chilling with me, guys, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.